Sharif in 1997, but were withdrawn by General Musharraf's government under the transfer of power deal, which paved the way for the 2008 elections. Now, it goes on to say that that transfer of power deal also apparently contained an agreement that would protect General Musharraf from prosecution for actions during his leadership. So what backroom deals were done to secure this latest accord, apparently sealed following high-level negotiations in which the Army and some U.S. diplomats played a key role? And it moves on and on and on. But Amjad Malik, your take on this deal?
Well, I personally think that was the major worry, because U.S. brokered a deal of a return of exiled leadership and representative of liberal side of it, and Benazir Bhutto was ultimately negotiating her comeback. And the main part of the deal was getting a national reconciliation ordinance, which pardoned all the major corruption cases as well as criminal cases, which were pending before the courts. And I think major stumbling block came when that NRO was challenged in the Supreme Court of Pakistan, and when the emergency of 3rd of November 2000 was imposed by General Musharraf, Chief Justice Iftikhar Muhammad Chowdhury was hearing cases against that the very NRO, and I think that was the major reason where the cases were pardoned, where Mr. Zardari was implicated in murder trials, corruption cases. But I think let's put this all behind. Even if it's not a matter of NRO, I think the delay in restoring justice and Justice Chowdhury was, I think, bona fide in an event, because Benazir Bhutto herself said in November of 2007 that she would very much be willing to restore Chief Justice, and that is her Chief Justice. And also the reluctance of Mr. Zardari to implement Charter of Democracy, which is a sacred social contract between opposition and the ruling party, who signed a charter in London whilst in exile, learning from two regimes of earlier 90s and rivalries. They signed this charter to avoid military confrontation and intervention and pave way for true democracy, so that they can think of the betterment of Pakistan and Pakistani people. Now, Zardari's reluctance to implement that very charter of democracy is the major stumbling block, and I think that shows that he not only refused to implement that charter, but also started appointing people, and in particular judges. I mean, 16 judges in Punjab, 16, 17 in Sindh, and all other key posts, and violating that charter. I think that was the major task, and the last nail he hit when he denied the mandate of Nawaz Sharif, the opposition leader in Punjab, and imposed, post the Supreme Court ruling, imposed a governor rule. Governor rule is when you deny the working of the provincial assembly and allow an executive, all the powers goes to governor, and he rules it, and then he ordered a crackdown. And I think all was out of fear, because he feared that if Justice Chowdhury is restored, he not only is going to pull all the corruption cases, but also he's going to pull all the cases. I mean, he was implicated in the murder of his brother-in-law. He was implicated also in a case of a Justice Nizam case in Karachi. So I think these were the cases which were worrying him. But I think political forces forgave him for these cases.
Now, I would also like to give Secretary Shah a chance to respond. But before that, Secretary Shah, just keep your response. Let's go to Washington. And Jeff, China View goes, U.S. welcomes Pakistan's decision to restore deposed Chief Justice. And it goes, U.S. Embassy in Pakistan issued a statement on Monday, and here's what the statement said. We welcome, quote, the announcement